This week
News from the
nest.
nest.
Evan, I'm going to be in 4th grade next year.
My name is Alden. I am going to be in 4th.
My name is Esther, and I will be in 5th grade next year. My name's Adeline, and I'll be in 3rd grade next year.
I'm Miss Agink. I will be teaching art.
I'm Mrs. Byard. I'll be your media specialist.
I'm Mrs. Nye, and I'll be teaching music.
Mrs. Schreiner, and I'll be teaching physical education.
I'm Mrs. Tormo.
First question for Mrs. Agink. What is your favorite type of art to do?
I really like drawing and painting, and I also like photography. I like taking pictures of my animals and where I live.
Second question for Mrs. Agink is, what do you like to do for fun?
I really like spending time with my animals. I have horses, dogs, and a cat, and I like spending time with my family.
First question for Mrs. Schreiner. What is your favorite sport?
My favorite sport is basketball because I used to coach it and I played it in high school and college, but I really, really loved being able to coach at the middle school level.
How often do you exercise and what do you do?
To be honest with you, I was exercising every single day there for a while, and then my husband and I decided to finish off our basement. So I have a second job. I leave school from teaching and I go work in the basement until like 10 o'clock at night and all through the weekend. And we just said to each other, we need to get out running again. I enjoy jogging, and we started weightlifting. And that has been an interesting situation. I'm learning a lot about what muscles I really need to develop. So I'm glad you asked that question. That might motivate me to get back in gear.
What is your favorite type of music?
All the music, but if I had to pick one, I do like pop music because I like to dance, and I feel like pop music is really good dance music. But I do like classical music because I am a flautist, which means I play the flute. So I played the flute all throughout middle, high school, and college. So I do like listening to classical music, especially if I'm working. It helps me concentrate. But I really like all the music. The only kind I didn't like up until this year was country music, but I'm starting to get into country a little bit.
What song always gets you to dance?
Macarena.
The electric slide.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Nye, any kind of country song.
I'm listening to some old 80s tunes, and I also like to listen to Jimmy Buffett music.
Kids Bop Shuffle. Lean in the Thunder.
Popular YMCA.
What song is Old Town Road?
Have you worked at any other schools than Blue Heron?
I've been teaching at Kemptown Elementary the past 3 years. So this will be my second school I've taught.
What instrument is your favorite?
Would be the flute because that was my main instrument, but my second would be the saxophone because I also played the saxophone in jazz band. But like instruments we would have in the music classroom, I really like playing the recorder and the xylophone.
How many books have you read?
Too many to count. I've read lots and lots of books.
Is it more than 100, more than 500, more than 1,000? What do you think?
So I would say more than 1,000 books.
What kind of physical activity gets you going?
Oh, that's a good question. I would have to say I enjoy going bike riding. I enjoy, like I said earlier, jogging, but I would have to say dancing is probably what gets me going the most.
What is your favorite book?
I love so many books. My favorite book growing up was one a teacher read to me from the Mixed Up Files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweller. But right now, my most favorite chapter book is Refugee by Alan Gratz. And my favorite picture book right now is a funny one called Potato Pants.
What's your favorite sport?
I also enjoy watching people play soccer. I'm not the best at it, but I'm learning. Each year I get a little bit better. And after 23 years of teaching, I'm finally getting to a point that I can almost juggle a ball 5 times. I'm getting up there. So soccer would be my next one just because it's challenging for me and I like a challenge.
What's your favorite author.
I love Eric Carle's collages. I like Chris Van Allsburg, Alan Gratz's books right now. And there's, you might know, Chris Grabenstein from Mr. Lemoncello's library.
So I like painting, but I guess I like a little bit of sculpture too. So using like the clay tools and stuff like that, because you can do a lot of different things with those.
Steelers, Pirates, except we don't really watch baseball.
Okay.
Man, Evan, I am a Steeler fan, a Penguin fan, and a Pirates fan. Woo woo!
Who's your favorite artist?
Claude Bonnet. I really like his paintings. And actually, I didn't really fully study him until we were talking about him more, and that's something with fourth grade I like to talk about. So I think his paintings are really, really cool to see.
What's your favorite sport too?
All right, so I've talked about basketball, talked about how soccer is challenging. I think the next one that I would probably enjoy is lacrosse.
Well, what's your second favorite instrument?
Well, I guess my second favorite would be the saxophone, because my first favorite is flute. But in our classroom, like if I had to pick like a classroom percussion instrument, I like the xylophone, and then not really a percussion instrument, but I also like the recorder, and we're gonna play recorders in third, fourth, and fifth grade. We'll get to play some recorders. They don't always sound good right at first, but they get there.
Why did you guys get into teaching?
In high school, I had a band teacher. He was my favorite teacher. And he's the one who convinced me to be a music teacher, because before that, I've come from a family of nurses. So I was, ever since I was 5, I was like, I'm going to be a nurse. But in high school, he ended up changing my mind, and I'm really glad that I became a music teacher. So much fun.
I have to agree. I think the reason I became a teacher is I had so many wonderful teachers over my elementary, middle, and high school career that they just motivated me to want to pursue that field. And I had a couple of physical education teachers that were really amazing and really pushed me to explore sports where I didn't at first think I wanted to do that. So I think that's where I got my drive.
Always wanted to be a teacher, and I think, like we've all said, it brings it down to I've had a really great amount of teachers, and it's something that's interested me. I've always loved school, kindergarten all the way up through high school, believe it or not. And my elementary art teacher, I luckily was able to have from kindergarten through 5th grade. So she is the reason why I wanted to be an art teacher.
Well, I didn't grow up wanting to be a teacher, and I was in college and I had a different major, and the classes were very boring. And so my advisor said, every time, because I live in a small town and he knew me outside of college, he said, every time we're at a picnic or we're in a place with a lot of people, you're always with the kids, always hanging out with the kids, holding the babies. And he said, why don't you be a teacher? And I said, okay, I'll try it. So I started taking education classes, and I love them. And I did my visits to schools and did some teaching and loved it and never looked back. So I was a classroom teacher for 9 years before I became a media specialist. And so it was the best decision I made. I love it. Obviously, I'm still doing it. And like I said, best decision I ever made. So I was glad he suggested it.
Like, what type of book do you like?
I like mysteries. I've never really liked history growing up because I blame my dad. We couldn't pass a museum without going in. And when I was younger, I thought, oh, another museum. So I kind of shied away from history. But now I think I might be turning into my dad. I really enjoy history. And so I'm loving historical fiction right now. And I like books that are humorous. I like all books, let's face it. If you could pick one book that you would like me to order for the new library, what would it be?
Notebook of Doom. It's pretty much a series.
Yep.
And I'm on the 6th book. And I was like a good A and then a bad C, but turns out being good. And then there's these 2 more books what I really want for the collection. Good Pea and the Couch Potato.
Because I love Dr. Seuss books and sports books.
I really like the Harry Potter series. I read the Harry Potter series every time, like when I'm supposed to go to bed. I just stay up reading the Harry Potter series until my parents come upstairs. What was your favorite vacation?
I like the first time my grandparents took me to Disney World. That I still remember. I was 4 and I still have memories from that. And I've been other times since, but I think that was my favorite time. So yes, Disney World, very magical.
To say, I'm going to piggyback on the back of that, but I'm going to say Universal Studios, taking my children there for the first time and seeing it through their eyes. I had never been before, but just being able to just see their excitement made it even that much better.
I didn't get to travel a lot when I was a kid. We would go to kind of closer places, mainly to visit family. But as an adult, I've been able to travel a little bit more, and I've been to Europe, and I've been able to see the parts of the United Kingdom, England, Paris, Italy, and my favorite is Greece. My dad is from Greece. He's from Athens, so it was really cool to be able to go and travel and see where he grew up.
Cruises, and I like to cruise to tropical islands, but my favorite cruise was to the Mediterranean. So I spent a lot of time around Italy, and it was wonderful.
I do not like cold weather at all. Although I did take a cruise to Alaska and it was beautiful, but I have to say the Caribbean is my all-time favorite place to visit, and I'm in love with the Turks and Caicos Islands. And about 5 years ago, we went there, and we were there for a whole entire week. And it is one of the most beautiful places that I've ever been. So I have to say that is my most favorite place to visit.
So I am a Disney girl. Love me some Disney. Other really cool thing that I did that now is a new hobby or obsession is our national parks. There are 66 national parks in the United States, and we tent camped through New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, Maine, and made it up to, in Maine, we went to Acadia National Park. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So now my family and I are on a hunt or a treasure trove to do all the national parks. The one we were supposed to do this summer before I got named principal at Blue Heron was we were going to Voyagers National Park. We were going to rent a houseboat, and you have to get to all the different hiking paths either by a canoe or by a boat. So we were going to rent a houseboat. So that's going to be next summer after we open the school. But I'm kind of excited about that.
And it's probably to the Outer Banks because we have our own beach house there. So we can just go there.
Disneyland.
South Carolina. We've been to our cousin's beach house a lot, and then also we went to a hotel, and then also Great Wolf Lodge, and then also we've been on a cruise. Lots of my favorite places to go.
If you had to pick one game that you really, and hopefully restrictions will be lifted next year, that you really hope that we play during PE, what would it be?
Tag.
Right, tag games. Anyone in particular, or you just like different tag games?
I like freeze tag.
Remember we used to play Battleship in the gym?
Yes, we did play that. All right, I'm glad to hear that was one of your favorites.
I liked when we did those rotation games, and I also like soccer and other sports like that.
Now, what is something you would like to do in art, or what is a material that you would want to definitely be able to use?
Using clay and paint.
Clay and oil pastels. I really want to use clay again.
Crafts with popsicle sticks and stuff like that.
Ooh, instruments you really like to play, or an instrument you've seen before but you've never gotten to play in music?
The recorder. The recorder again, and also the flute. I want to play the violin. Mostly every single instrument.
Oh, yeah, you'll have to join band or orchestra when you get into 4th grade.
I wanted to play the drums, but I am not good at it.
I really like the electric guitar.
Oh,
I have one in my basement, but I really don't really play with it that much.
awesome. Well, I'm excited to get to hear you play sometime.
I don't know. I think of all the musical instruments that we ordered. I think of all the PE equipment and all the art materials that we ordered. Mrs. Byard is in charge of ordering all the books for the Media Center, but all of the books that Miss Tormo and I have had to buy for classrooms and the book room for teachers to use in their classrooms, holy moly, but we did not have an electric guitar on our list, and I feel like I kind of let you down on, and I'm sorry. To Louisiana a couple weeks ago in New Orleans, and there were some kids on the street playing drums on the 5-gallon buckets, and I think we should have a bucket drum quartet or a bucket drum whatever. And so Miss and I, we did not ask about clubs. I didn't ask Miss Eggink about an art club, Miss Schreiner about a PE club, media helpers. We didn't talk about any of that stuff. We may have to invite you back to hear about all the things you want to have, because we've been at this a long time. But are we going to have some clubs, do you think, and some helpers for your different areas? We're going to have chorus. We're going to have some PE helpers. We're going to have field day. We're going to have an art club or art helpers, okay? Media helpers and broadcasters.
Can like the kids do the morning announcements?
Yeah, man, we're gonna have some great jobs for you guys. I'm so super excited. So be looking for those. They're gonna come out soon.
Are you excited to be teaching at a new school?
Yes, I'm very excited to get like some new instruments and to see the music room and to work with all new teachers. It'll be a fun time.
I am so excited. Even though it's going to be a new school, I'm going to know a lot of friends that are coming to it, so that even makes it more exciting.
So super excited to open a new school, see some familiar faces. And this will be my third school. So I'm super excited that this will be my first time opening a new school, but will be my third total school.
I'm very excited to be the media specialist at Blue Heron. Let you in on a little secret. I am spending lots of time right now ordering all the new books. And so it is so exciting. I can't wait to have a brand new library full of brand new books.
So excited to open Blue Heron. I can't wait to see all the families that I know, meet all the new families, see some familiar faces with the teachers, meet all new teachers. You and I have been walking the building, and it's so fun just to see how it's coming along and to pick all these different things out for the building and to start to build our community. It's just so exciting.
I'm most excited for specials.
Excited about seeing the new school.
I am most excited about to meet all the new teachers, make new friends, and see what the rooms are like. I'm excited to go to a new school, see how it looks like, see all the rooms, to make new friends.
I am excited because my circle of friendship is getting a little bit bigger. And so Ms. Schweigrath has been with Frederick County Public Schools, dare I even say, for 28 years. And in those 28 years, my circle of friendship grows every year. So I meet new families, I meet new teachers, I meet new students, and that part is super exciting. I got to open Oakdale Elementary as a teacher, and I also got to open Orchard Grove Elementary as a teacher. And so what I am most excited about is taking all of those lessons that I learned as a teacher and opening a school, and lessons I've learned about being a principal and getting to help lead a brand new school. So I am super excited to